Slow Living. I'm Esther, and if you are new here, on my channel I like to do things like thrift flipping, talk about sustainable fashion, capture wardrobes, minimalist style, and that kind of thing. So if you're interested, head over to my channel and you'll find a bunch of videos there. I recently did an entire series on thrift flipping. So I bought 8 knitted garments from Savers Superstore, secondhand, and I flipped them all in a few different ways. So I thought in this video I will show you 8 different ways that you can flip thrifted garments. Of course, they don't have to be thrifted garments. These are cool ways that you can alter any garments, whether they're your old clothes, ones that you found at a thrift store, or I guess new clothes if you have to, but you know, just quietly. We're trying to keep things out of landfill, we're trying not to buy into fast fashion, and so that's why flipping thrifted goods is such a good way to go. I hope that you find these interesting, and I would love to see if you have a go at any of them. So without further ado, let's get started.
Okay, so the first way that I would suggest, and I think is the easiest way to flip something, is to crop it. Very often, I think thrifted items can be oversized or ill-fitting, and the easiest way to make something look cute and very different is to crop the length. You can do that with pants or with tops, with anything like t-shirts, shirts, jumpers. You'll really find that as you take off some of the length, it really changes the look of a garment. Another super easy way is to simply roll the sleeves of a top, a jumper, a t-shirt, anything that might be too long over your hands. Rolling it up to your elbow or even a bit higher really gives it a different look as well. For this cardigan, I cropped it and I also added in a little ruffle. As soon as you learn how to use elastic, you can create a ruffle in pretty much anything. You can use elastic, or you can just use the largest stitch length on a sewing machine and gather it up. Ruffles are one kind of detail you can add, and plackets are another. There are lots of little details that you can add to a top that really make it different. So in this one here, I added a placket down the front, and I also added a little off the shoulder detail. So these are little things that you can add to pants or tops of any sort really. You can sort of use your imagination, jump on Pinterest, see what kind of cutouts you like or what kind of details, and once you find a garment that has a good sort of base shape that fits you well, you can simply add those little details and it really changes the whole look of the garment. If you're more confident, you can try things like collars or even sleeve cuffs, or you can use simple things like buttons and zips to add tiny little details. Another fun way to completely flip a garment is to simply use the garment as fabric. Sometimes when I go thrifting, I just look for the most fabric possible. So in this particular cardigan, I saw that there was so much drapey fabric in this beautiful knit that I could definitely flip into something else. So here I turned that cardigan into a pair of pants. They are super comfortable pants, by the way. And I'll link all the tutorials below. So for all of these thrifts, wow, that's a thrifts. For all these thrift flips, I filmed individual tutorials that show you step by step how I actually created all these looks. So again, keep an eye out when you're in thrift stores for garments that have a lot of yardage, and then you can completely change the entire look. Here is another jumper that I found at a thrift store that I really liked the texture of. It was quite a thick rib knit, and so I decided to completely flip that into a cute little lounge set. This next idea is super handy. So many times you can go into thrift stores and find really nice garments, but they're simply not in your size. So resizing them obviously makes them fit so much nicer, and there's just something really nice about being able to tailor your clothes to your own dimensions. We all have completely different body shapes, so being able to make really basic alterations really affects how things fit and the overall look. Some of the basics would be altering hems, your shoulder seams, and your side seams. Those are the things that will really help the overall fit of your garment. Sometimes when you're thrifting, you don't like the entire garment, but there are some trims or details that you can hack and sort of turn into something new. And that's what I did with this cardigan. I saw this ruffle that was on the edge of the cardigan, and I didn't really like the shape of the cardigan. It's not really my style, but I knew that if I could cut that off, that I could actually create something completely different with it. So in this look, I cut off that entire ruffle from the outside, which turned out to be quite a lot. There was over 1 meter worth of ruffle, and then I created a little top and short set and attached this trim to use as the shoulder straps along the hems of the shorts and along the bottom of the top. So it's always fun to just keep your eye out for little trims that catch your eye, things that are maybe in the colors that you're attracted to, or metallic things, buttons, ribbons, things like that, which you can easily attach to garments that you already have, or you can sew up something new and attach them to that. And my last suggestion for how to flip things is to see if you can turn it around. So sometimes details that are meant to be at the front can look just as good on the back and vice versa. For this particular top, I thought it was very unflattering to have this sort of crossover detail at the front, but I thought, ooh, if I can switch that around, that would actually be really neat detail for the back. Since the back neckline is usually a lot higher than the front, the only thing you have to do is lower that neckline so that it sits nicely around your front neck, and then the back detail sort of sorts itself out. It's nice and baggy. This top especially I liked because you can slip it over as a really casual top, or you could make it a bit more sporty and wear it to the gym.
So there you go. I was really pleased with how this entire series worked out. I now have so many cute new looks that I can work my way through. Here in Melbourne, it is technically it is summer, but today it's 19 degrees and raining, so I don't think I would call that summer. And Melbourne is just known for having every single season throughout any time of year, any day, and it can change at any time. So I have this backlog of like woolen garments, nice lounge pants, little shorts, cute tops, big jumpers, everything really. I'm pretty ready for anything that Melbourne's going to throw at me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. It would really encourage me to keep making videos like this. And I would love to hear back from you if you had any feedback, if you had any suggestions for any other ways you can flip things, if you had any questions about how to do things, just comment below and I will get back to you. Each of these flips has its own tutorial, so if you would like to follow step by step how to do some of these things that I've mentioned, just go to the description below and I will link you up to all of the Thrift Flip tutorials for each different garment. And do subscribe if you're interested in sustainable fashion, thrift flipping, hauls, minimalist style, and some general slow living lifestyle stuff. I'm hoping to bring you more of that stuff this year. Take care wherever you are in the world, sending you lots of good vibes, and I'll see you again soon. Bye! There are eight. So without further ado, let's get started.